Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast, Panicking. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. Thanks for clarifying which one this is. We got so many.
Well,
it's hard to keep track.
So many things happened before we hit record, and we just had a mini panic attack because you lost your phone.
Yeah, literally from holding it to not holding it. It disappeared.
So in my brain, I was like, what am I introducing? Oh, that's right. It's a podcast, and which one is it? It's Panic Attacking.
Well, we're in the right mood, everybody, because I couldn't find my phone. We had to set up some lights.
Yeah, I wish people could see how big the light you brought is.
Yeah, so I asked my mom for Christmas for a ring light, and I don't really know diameter, apparently.
Yeah,
I got like the biggest one on the website, which is literally the size. It's not even, it's bigger than a dinner plate. It's bigger than a large pizza.
I'm pretty sure they took this from a lighthouse.
Yeah. So everyone, if you like the way we're lit, please write in and let us know, and I'll keep lugging this thing to Steve's house.
Yeah. We could probably throw her like a Frisbee disc. It's so big it'll get some air.
Well, I thought like a little platform would come out and aliens would be our guests, but not yet, everyone.
Well, it does look like the Stargate. So.
That's or Prometheus. So good to see you, buddy. It's been a whole week.
Yeah, it's been a week. We caught up on some of the bonuses. People were excited that multiple bonuses are happening at once.
Yeah, everyone.
It's been a crazy week. How are you?
So, a couple things. First off,
I got that swallow.
Oh, yeah, because of the coffee. Which coffee is this, by the way?
This is Jamie's coffee.
Which one? Because she had two.
This is still the pre-ground coffee.
And we're going to debut that package you got, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. I have it. It's just I'll have to get it.
Should we do it now or what?
No,
we'll do it in the middle.
You were doing it in the middle, but at one point I'll have to get up to get it, but it's right on the other side of that doorway.
Okay, I'll get up and get it. I'm closer.
Okay, great.
So pre-19, it almost feels like pre-19. Everyone already had Omicron. Everyone's out.
Yeah.
Well, there's some snags here. I'll get into it, but I had 4 shows booked last night, which never happened in 2 years, because everyone's plague-ridden. So, and each show was like the progression of a video game from easy to hard. So it was a good way to ease back into the lifestyle. But
right.
The first show was fellow Panicker listener Matt Fishman runs a show at QED.
Nice.
He always mentions the podcast when I see him.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Matt. I think he listens on his walks around the neighborhood, but
I see him walking on the neighborhood.
He's listening.
Oh, God. It's probably why he doesn't want to talk to me. He's like, I'm already listening to you.
He's like, I'm listening to a better story that you're telling.
Yeah. I'm listening to how you haven't had a sandwich in a while.
That's a bonus.
I know. But I knew it would make you laugh.
We got to make them laugh.
I know, but it's important to get you laughing.
Okay. So I saw his show. 4 people there, but it's down the street. Oh, my God. And this is what I want to talk about, too. Snowed for the first time in New York City.
Yeah.
The first time, I can't even remember the last time we got like that much snow.
Probably 2 years ago or something like that.
Yeah. I think Corona melted all the snowflakes. And liberals.
The snowflakes saw the Corona flakes and they were like, I'm out of here.
I know, yeah. You ever see a big close-up of that particle, the coronavirus particle? Yeah. It looks like a snowflake.
It does,
like an evil twin of a snowflake.
Yeah. It's like Spock with a goatee.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Oh, my God. Oh, man. There was another evil twin reference. Oh, Superman Bizarro.
Oh, yeah. Bizarro was dumb, though. Bizarro, talked like Frankenstein.
Or a caveman, yeah.
Yeah, and he was hunched like a caveman.
Yeah.
He's like, really? You're the opposite on everything? You don't even have Superman's posture?
I know. If he was truly bizarre, his head would be where his feet is, and his arms would be where his legs are, but...
Yeah, they didn't... They should have called him...
Oh, my God, Bowie, you're eating the thing! Get out of here!
What is she eating?
My cord! Oh, my God. She's chewing on that like a corn on the cob! Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Get out of here. She's looking at me like, what I do? Chewing up my crap.
Yeah, you came in here and brought all the treats.
Yeah. Hey, this isn't PetSmart, lady. Get out of here.
I love that you called her lady.
Oh my God! I just realized. Oh,
What?
never mind. No, never mind.
Okay.
I realized we could have plugged this into there, but I don't know if it would record on it here.
Well,
That's what that cord does, is connect this to that.
Oh, well, we've never done that, so it would have been a bad day to try that.
Yeah, it would have been a bad day, yeah. So yeah, snow. So what I like about snow is like you have a day of an excuse, you know. Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I had to shovel, and oh, I'm sorry I'm late. You know, it's snowing. I don't want to risk whatever.
Wet shoes?
Yeah, right. Wet socks would totally ruin my vibe. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna stay in and not go out. But then this happens to me my whole life, where I'm like, snow day, ha ha ha, watch TV, eat Burger King, and then the next day, no snow excuse, snow already happened.
Right, melted.
No, it's still there, but
Well, melted enough that no one would buy it.
melted enough. Well, the day has passed where everyone's supposed to shovel out their cars, get on with their life. Life is going back to normal. I was in my house having the time of my life. I'm not out there with a shovel, you know. So,
Right.
so every time this happens, you know, I make plans and I
Wait till the last minute.
well, I time them like no snow,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm in my house. I don't know what's going on outside.
Right.
Walk out, snow hasn't melted, and it's solidified into ice the next day. And I have that Fishman show up this, you know, in Queens. So I get to my car. It's literally an igloo. Like I can't even tell this thing. And you know, it's I think it snowed 2 days before Saturday. I think it snowed Thursday, right? Or it snowed Thursday night. Friday was the snow.
Friday was the snow, and it snowed overnight on Thursday, like into Friday.
Right. So Friday was a big snow day. Saturday, all I walked out of my neighborhood. I am the only car covered in snow. No one else is. So I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea. And I realized I don't have a shovel. I don't have any of those tools. All I have is my camera tripod because I was
Right.
going to record the sets.
You should have just turned this on. This would have melted everything
I know.
away.
That's a great idea. Bing. would have melted the whole block. There would have been flood. So I'm literally digging out my car with my tripod, my
Yeah.
camera tripod.
Oh boy!
I'm like a
You look like a mountain climber. You get
Yeah.
the walking stick.
I hook up the cord Bowie was chewing to the car in case I slip and fall. It'll save me. So I'm like, oh, it's not going to be a big deal. It took me an extra 15 minutes. I get there 15 minutes late. I'm like, oh, it's not going to be a big deal. I text Matt. He goes, what, you are? Oh my God, we're down so many comics. I'm like, oh God, it's the worst time.
They were all major bums and left their car out and didn't
They're all
shovel
bums. The bum effect.
it. And you're like, oh, that's crazy. What kind of idiot wouldn't do it on the day of?
And also, like, I didn't wear snow boots either, so my sneakers are getting all wet.
Well, New Yorkers, that like a lot of New Yorkers are never prepped for it, but it does happen every year for the most part.
Every
Not
year.
every day of the year, like where I'm from, but like, you know, once a year you get this, and every New Yorker's like, "What? This has never happened before." And it's like, no, it happens.
It happens every year.
Yeah.
I saw this thing on the news about in Philadelphia. I guess it doesn't snow that much, but if you dig out your car, what people do down there is put things in the parking spot that they dug out to claim it, like in a residential, like, you know, apartment complex,
Right.
or you know, just around the city. It'd be like just in Queens, you would spend all morning digging out your car, and then you just put a cone there.
Yeah.
And the news story was about this woman who there was no spot, so she moved a cone, pulled in, and she had a death threat on her windshield.
Oh my God.
So, let me ask you this: if you were desperate to find a spot, would you move that cone? Keep in mind that keeping a spot is illegal.
It is illegal, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd move that cone.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to sleep all night.
I would be like, they're gonna slash the tires.
They're gonna smash the windshield.
They'll definitely not get the spot back if they do that. But
that's true, right?
But yeah, any claim spot, I'll get. Yeah, I'm pissed, but I'm not gonna touch it because if they're willing to claim a spot, they're also willing to threaten my life,
and they're also insane.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that doesn't happen around here.
Yeah. I just saw Bowie walk in with a bib, so I think you better watch her
Yeah, she's back for more. Tails wagging, sniffing my bag.
Doggy bag.
Doggy bag.
The cat's in your bag.
Cat's out of the bag. With the cord in her mouth. Oh man.
The podcat.
So the first show, it all worked out. Fishman just did longer or something, but the timing worked out, and the set went pretty good. It was a good time. 4 people that were into it. Low stakes.
Yeah.
Get in the car, have to go to Brooklyn. There's this venue called the Tiny Cupboard, which is originally started as just a small room in an art space, and then they went to a rooftop
during the pandemic
where you could be outside. But to get to the roof, you had to cross this rickety. What would you describe it? What movie would be like this?
In Indiana Jones 3, when he has to throw the dust to even see the bridge, that seems safer.
Where he has to get to the Grail?
The leap of faith.
Oh, the leap of faith.
Where he just steps, and it happens to be they painted the bridge to look like the rocks.
Brilliant idea, by the way.
Really good idea.
But that's what it is. It is a leap of faith to go up there. You have to close your eyes and put your foot out and go, oh, thank God. I'm alive. Because it's just an old fire escape that was literally all rusty. And
it was a horror. It was dangerous.
Yeah. So they did that for a full year up on the roof. And plus, when you're walking on the roof was kind of soft. You're like, am I going to fall through?
Is their roof a waterbed? Why?
Yeah, right. Whoa. I know. One time I saw a really big guy up there. I'm like, Jesus, I'm going to not stand near him. Somebody complained. It took a whole year, but somebody complained. So they moved it into this basement, which is actually pretty cool. They painted it like 80s colors. And
the basement is awesome. The church.
Yeah. Well, they originally had pews, so they got those out, and then they
pew.
Yeah. And now they have a bar, and the owners are working the bar.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So get down there on the show. This is how. Well, I had 4 spots because I was booked on this one. I go first. I get off, and the bartenders who are the owners are like, "Hey, you have anywhere to be?" And I'm like, "No." They're like, "Do our next one. We have a dropout." I'm like, "Awesome." So, but that means so I sit through the whole show. The second show starts. I thought I'd be first, but some other comic, and I go up to the owners. I'm like, when am I going up? They're like, oh, you're going to close this out. I did so well on the first show, which is pretty cool. They were like,
that is great.
They want me to bring the heat for the finale. So I was saying how
you went up on a video game level.
Yeah, right. So I was saying how everything progresses. So the second show, I've never seen this. Everyone had their masks on.
In the audience?
In the audience.
Wow.
Everyone had their masks on.
It's been a while since I saw that on New Year's, but
really?
It's happening again.
Right. So it's hard to connect a little bit with crowd work, because they're all wearing their masks.
Right.
It's you can kind of muffly hear them, and you can't tell if they're frowning or smiling.
Right.
It is a disconnect emotionally with the mask on.
Yeah. That's where you really have to work on your eye contact.
And reading a nod, because there's I realize a couple nods if you're wearing a mask, like if you're moving like fast, that's good.
That's probably a laugh. That's
a fast nod is like when a bird sees food or something,
or Bowie sees a cord.
It starts bobbing around.
What's another nod?
Another nod is just like a quick. This is bad.
That's bad.
That's like a threat.
That's how you took my cone.
Yeah, right. Cone revenge.
That's a cone head.
So from just vertical to slightly back is like when you act like you just got hit with a bullet or something.
Right.
That's like a bad surprise. Like, ugh.
Right, but if you go further back, that's a hard laugh.
Or right. Or a surprise but happy further back. But just a quick nod and a return is bad, I'm finding. And then the lean forward. What else is he saying?
Oh, man. Man, so how did you do on the show you closed?
Okay, so the first one was a little obstacle with the mask, and I found one person without the mask, so I talked to them the whole time, which is good. That any advice for everybody. And plus, if you're not wearing your mask, you don't obviously care about anything. So if in a
or
room
you had it.
Yeah, but even in the room full of masks, if you're the only
right.
one not wearing it, obviously you know.
Right.
A loose person or whatever. So, man, I forgot what the line I had was. But I remember the lines from the second one. So the second one, the show I'm closing out at the same place. What made this hard, not a lot of people were wearing their masks, but the show was running late. I had to sit through 4 hours. I had to perform twice, for the QED show, this show, then sit through 4 hours of comedy that was running behind. And by the time there's another show after this show, so people are coming in as soon as I get called to the stage. People are filtering in for the show that's supposed to be after that.
I've had that.
Right, so it's a chaos happens. Yeah. Literally, like, I'm like about to do a joke, and then the owner comes. I guess he wants to sit people to the right of the stage. He brings a chair and he holds it over his head like a wrestler. He walks on the stage holding a chair over his head.
Oh my God.
And I go, holy crap, what is this, WWE? Like,
did that do anything?
It killed, yeah.
Okay,
I'm like,
good,
well,
good.
this is the first comedy wrestling match blend.
That's great.
And then I'm making fun of him, and then this person comes in, and I'm like, hey, if you want a chair, you got to ring the bell.
That's great. There's going to be instead of giving you the light, there's a woman that comes up with the card that says how many minutes you have left.
That's boxing, but yeah.
It's not in wrestling?
No, I don't think.
I thought that was wrestling.
The woman with the bikini who comes.
That sounds like wrestling.
It would sound like wrestling, but that's like MMA does that too. Art, what I don't know.
Multi-mart? What?
Multi-mart.
My cousin used to work there.
Multi-mart Arts. Come to Multi-mart Arts for your painting and fist supplies.
And swimwear.
Swimwear. Yeah, and arts and crafts, write a big number on a board. But in wrestling, I don't think they do that. I haven't seen wrestling since I was a kid.
Right.
So I don't know. Even though I have a distant cousin who was a wrestling announcer.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch wrestling?
Barely. But I know enough to know what you're talking about.
So there'd be like these crazy characters. One guy dressed like a witch doctor, another guy dressed like a southern guy who just has a mullet,
right.
And then they're wrestling, and then the commentators go, oh my God, he's got him by the neck.
Yeah.
So I had a cousin, but his first name was Tony, so he changed his name to Schiavone. Or he would say that you go, this is Tony Schiavone. Oh my God, he's got him by the eyeball.
That's amazing. Amazing. Got him by the eyeball. Spinning him around on the eyeball.
Yeah, so, right.
Tugs it and lets go.
Doink.
That's another headbang.
That's another, yeah.
That's another nod is when your eye gets pulled and it comes back.
Or if the audience member pulls out their own eye and puts it back in. That could be good or bad. Be like, what is this? The Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Haunted people?
What is this? No Time to Die? latest James Bond, there's a guy that has his eye out.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is a great actor? That the guy who's the Nazi and
Oh yeah.
Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, and Christopher Walsh.
Yeah, yeah. When I saw him in the trailer, I'm like, my God, I can't wait to see him be this villain. And he literally is like in there for 5 minutes.
But he's in Spectre. I haven't seen Spectre, but
Oh, I guess I haven't either.
he's the main villain in Spectre.
Oh, okay. And then he loses his eye in there.
At some point.
Oh, God.
Spectre Gadget.
Spectre Gadget. That movie was so ridiculous at times. The new one, it reminded me of the old ones.
Oh, No Time to Die?
Yeah, because like the first couple, Daniel Craig,
Yeah.
it was like real, like almost real. It wasn't that comical.
And then until the one that M dies, because that's the one where they get the car with the gadgets in it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that one was like super hardcore too.
Yeah.
Like, and then this one is just like goofy, and even the way they kill people is ridiculous. Like, it is like seriously
Yeah, that's
outrageous. There's this Russian guy that's like a joke. He's like, "You'll never get me, James Bond."
Yeah.
I don't know. So if you like the old Sean Connery ones, I think this one appeals
It's
to
good.
you.
I
It's a
liked
good blend of the both of them.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, so what was it saying? The eyeball. Oh, wrestling. So I'd watch it just for that guy. I'd watch it just to see my cousin, who my dad never met, but my uncle met. And then this one time, this guy hosting a comedy show was like, "Schiavone, are you related to Tony Schiavone?"
I think I remember this.
And I go, "Yeah, he's a distant cousin." Oh my God. And then I said something to him at the end. I made like some joke. And then I heard my friend tell me, "Oh my God, you meet this guy, Andrew Schiavone? He thinks he's hot shit just because his cousin is Tony Schiavone." And my friend's like, "What are you doing, bragging about your cousin?" I'm like, "No, he asked me. I didn't brag. I don't think I'm hot anything." But I guess if you're joking around and some guy thinks you're
if they know you, if they know someone close to you that's funny, and then you are funny, they're like, oh, they're just trying to be like the first funny person I know.
Or he thinks I'm a Hollywood institution guy, like, oh, this guy comes from old money, this Tony Schiavone fortune.
You know, all those billionaire wrestling announcers.
Billionaire wrestling announcers, yeah. So
those Hollywood elites.
Yeah, right, yeah. So if you view me as a Hollywood elite and I make a joke, your perception will be a little upset,
Right. I'm sorry, but his distant cousin is a wrestling announcer, so he thinks he's better than everybody.
Yeah. They're name dropping this guy left and right.
Oh man,
hey, that was his comedy. He wanted me to say that before I brought him on stage.
I remember this. Yeah.
You remember me telling you this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just found out. Okay. This might have happened again then.
That's right. Oh, okay. Because I remember Tony Schiavone.
Yeah. Oh, there was another guy in New York who actually did
Bologna Schiavone.
Bologna Schiavone.
He was the deli guy.
Or Sean Siobhan, which is another man. Another distant cousin on another side.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh. Are all your relatives changing the pronunciation to fit
their first name? That's why I'm gonna do Shavu, Shalou.
Andrew Chavan. I don't know. Anyways.
What
story are we on?
So I'm just talking about that show with the chair. That's what we got all sidetracked. So it's the guy with the chair and everything, all this chaos, people walking around, and I have to machine gun riff. Look at this guy, he's weird, but boom, boom, boom. It's like whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Every weird thing that happens, because it's kind of a small room layered in a crescent where everyone can see everything.
Yeah, nothing's hidden.
Yeah, but the good thing is if you make fun of something, everyone sees it and laughs.
Yeah.
So I have to slug it out. I'm trying to talk about bagel bites, and this woman's wife, or this woman goes, oh, he eats them all the time. And I'm like, you do still? I was talking about when I was a kid. He goes, yeah. And I go, well, how do you guys know each other? How do you know? Are you guys friends? Because they didn't look intimate at all. They were
Right.
like sitting pretty far apart. And he goes, no, that's my wife. Oh, that's why she's mad. She's probably proposed with the bagel.
Yeah, you ate the engagement ring.
Yeah. you put
marinara on it.
Put marinara and cheese on the engagement ring and ate it and put it in a toaster oven.
Burnt her her ring finger. You didn't wait for it to cool.
Oh my God. So, but that's what it would be. I would say something if people would go, ooh, or people would be walking around, chairs would be flying around.
Yeah.
So I finally get off. It ended up really well. And I had to get to New York Comedy Club, which is now the final boss because I was supposed to get, I'm closing that show out.
Okay.
Spot time 11:55, which is
Okay.
pretty late. Saturday last show of the night. People are usually drinking.
Yes.
I get there, they're 20 minutes behind.
Oh boy.
So the audience has an extra 20 minutes to drink even more.
Yes.
And literally, so not only have I sat through 4 hours of comedy, I got to watch this buffer time, and so I'm like gonna have to give it my last juice for this show.
Sure.
I get on and I look around. Literally every table is stacked with empty bottles, empty glasses. These people have been drinking a lot.
They're making castles.
They're building Legos with all their empty cups and stuff. That was my first reaction. I'm like, oh my God, you guys drank so much. And he's like, no, that was just her. And
Whoa.
I'm like, wow, well, you're going to have a good time tonight.
You're doing worse than the Bagel Bite couple.
So it's like hard mode from the last show because at least at the last show they weren't drunk. They're just being weird. But this show they were drunk, and I'm like talking about dating apps, and one girl goes, I'm on those too. I go, huh?
Well, swipe left on me.
She goes, yeah, my friends they had an intervention for me and made the account. And I'm like, oh, that's what an intervention is. I always wondered. I thought it had to do with drugs. It's just about getting you laid.
Look, we love you, and we want to talk about how little sex you're having.
We noticed you've been staying at home in your pajamas, watching New Girl.
Yeah, letting the snow build up on your car.
Eating a lot of pizza the size of a ring light. So that show, literally, I could not get a joke out. Every time I yelled at a topic, another drunk person, ha ha,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
They relate to everything.
They relate to everything. They're drunk. Had to, like, crush every little one, like, obliterate them, because I wanted to move on, but it just was, like, I guess a final fight with multi people. I just had to crush the single table, crush this guy with a mustache, called him a porn star, crush this other guy.
Yeah.
And by the time I crushed everyone in the room, got the light, I had to get off. But it was like killing the whole
Wow.
whatever.
That's great. Wow, what a night.
What a night. And afterwards, I'm like driving home. I'm like, man, that was great, but I'm so exhausted from everything. I park and I'm like, I'm going to sleep.
You move your cone.
I move the cone, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to sleep like a baby after all this. I park and a car pulls in behind me and goes and gets out of their car right when I'm getting out, and they go blah blah blah. I couldn't hear what they said, and I'm like, yeah, you could park here. And he goes and he walks over and goes, yeah, it's been crazy lately. The neighborhood's going crazy. I got broken in. Right, they smashed my car up there, and I go, huh? I guess he said, be careful or something.
Oh wow.
He didn't say. He didn't ask, can you park here? He said, watch your car here or something. And I'm walking with him.
The stranger.
The
that tells
stranger,
you that you need to be careful.
Because we're going in the same direction. And he says, yeah, they smashed all my glass. I'm like, your windows? He smashed all of them. Yeah, and then took garbage, opened a garbage bag. And
Oh my God.
and dumped it in his car. And I go, Wait a minute. This doesn't sound
This is
like...
an 80s movie?
Is this a wrestling match?
Yeah, then there was this guy, Tony Schiavone, that kept commenting on my...
They're opening the bag! I'm like, what's your model? Is it the Undertaker? Is it the 1994 Undertaker Mazda?
Would you move someone's cone? This is insane.
So as he's giving more info, I'm like, I think this guy has a grudge, or somebody has a grudge. And I'm like, is anyone out to get you? And he goes, actually, my neighbor, he's a piece of crap. I'm like, oh, that's what it is. But I still was freaked out by that guy, so I couldn't sleep. And
Did you walk all the way home with this guy? Does he now know where you live?
he does know where I live, yeah. He because we live on the same street, apparently.
Oh,
I had to walk
God.
a long ways with this man.
Good God.
And he knows what
God.
my car looks like.
Oh.
I think that's what freaked me out more, is being associated with this lunatic who's building grudges up and down the street where people are dumping trash in his car.
I would have kept walking like I didn't live in that place.
Yeah, that would have been a good move.
I've done that. I had a guy talk to me right over here on the corner, and he's like, hey, you want some weed? And I'm like,
Oh my God.
but I've never seen him since, so I think he was just a crazy guy or drunk or high or whatever. Probably high. And then I go, no, I'm good. And he's like, all right, have a good one. And I'm like, and I didn't say anything. I just kept walking. He's like, all right, I will too. And I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
oh, God. So I just kept walking. So he didn't know I lived in this building.
Was he following you?
No, but he was probably watching me.
This neighborhood, you know what? One time I don't want to freak you out, but I was driving back from a recording. One time we recorded kind of late, or I was hanging out with you kind of late.
Yeah.
And on the corner where that school is,
Yeah.
there was a guy in a vest. Who
Yeah.
I think was a crossing guard.
Yeah.
And this other guy had him by the scruff of his sweatshirt and was like yelling in his face.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I had that. As soon as I processed it, I'm like, I should probably do something. And I make a right to like kind of loop around. My plan was, I don't know, just to yell out the window. I don't know what I was gonna
Please
do.
stop.
But as I made a right, there was a garbage truck, and
Oh, you got stuck.
I got
behind
stuck
it.
behind a garbage truck.
That guy's dead and dismembered.
That
and-
guy's got to be picked up by that same truck and taken to Staten Island.
It's not a particularly bad neighborhood, but at night we're near a lot of bars and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's that, because during the day and night, usually it's quiet and safe. But then in the weekends, you can get some weirdos.
Yeah, that must have been it. It must be a
I mean, you got a guy that's getting his car broken into and
garbage dumped
used
in
as
there.
another garbage truck.
That's probably like some kind of neighborhood. That sounds like a neighbor beef. Like, don't mix your garbage with mine. You gonna do that?
I'm going to give you the garbage back.
Yeah.
Here's your garbage.
Special delivery.
God.
Yeah. So, whatever. So that's my. That was just my night last night, and
Wow.
I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. What do you got going on?
So it was Caitlin's birthday.
Oh, that's right.
And-
The moment of anxiety with what to get her.
What to get her, and a big part of her gift this year was this. I took her to this really expensive, fancy steakhouse in Long Island.
What was it called?
It's called Bryant and Cooper.
Oh yeah. Those names. 2 names are always a good sign.
Yeah.
Like Wall Holland and Swansky.
and J.C. Penney, Apple and Bees.
Lord and Taylor.
Burger and King. I take her that's the same place I went when I had that lunch with that manager.
Yeah.
So-
So you knew you scoped it out. Yeah. The better the steakhouse, the more it sounds like a law firm. You know. We'll get that steak for you
Yeah.
at Wilson's and Arbuckle.
It's actually Bryant and Cooper and Associates
Yeah.
is the name
Brian
of
and
it.
Cooper LLP Steakhouse. You don't need steak until we do.
They put the meat on the law scale, the justice scale.
Instead of a spoon, you just have a gavel. You're like, all right, I guess I'll eat with this somehow.
All right, this will help with the crab.
Yeah, the crabs.
That's how they mash the potatoes. And when you haven't gotten your food yet, they're like, "You're out of order." Anyways.
What would you like to out of order?
Yeah, when they when they don't have the food that you want, they're like, "We're out of order."
What if they go, all right, this is how you have to order. You have to go, I'll have the steak, I'll have the potatoes, I'll have the corn, and I'll have justice for all.
You swear to eat the whole food, and the whole meal, and nothing but the meal. I do your waiter.
Whatever you don't eat will be thrown against you.
Oh man. Anyways, so I take her to this place, and Valet.
What about the parking? Yeah, I was about to ask.
Well, if I mentioned last time,
It was hard to park.
it was hard to park, so I parked a couple blocks away.
Last time.
And I stood out there with the manager. He's like, "Where's your car?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, no one's gonna bring it to me. I gotta go walk.
I am my own valet.
I gotta." I tip myself. And so this time we get there and we picked this date because it was going to be less packed. So like Wednesday, it's always packed. It's always booked up. So Wednesday, there's spots in the parking lot. So I'm like, oh, I'll just park. And I get there and Caitlin and I are talking because we get there a little early. And all of a sudden, I see out of the corner of my eye just a man standing at the window.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, and I roll down the window, and he's like, he wants the keys. And I'm like, oh, even if I park, they're going to valet it.
I guess that's how it works. I'm not familiar.
Yeah. And
my whole family tree is anti-valet.
Yeah, they're pro wrestling announcing and name changing. And so I scramble and I'm like, oh, okay, here's the keys, and we park. We're parked. We get out, and then I realize, and then I go. Caitlin's like, you don't have a mask, and I'm like, oh, it's in the car, but the guy has the keys now, and I'm like, it's not gonna matter. Omicron's gone through. People are not worried about it. We're in Long Island. Get to the door. No entry without mask. The only sign I've ever seen like that.
Wow.
This side of everything that's going on.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like to the valet. I'm like, I need my key back, and he's like, what? And I'm like, I need my key back. I need a mask. He's like, I got a mask for you.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh, thank God. And we get in there, and I'm like,
it's just a seat cover. Here you go. It's just a weather mat with a string attached to it.
It's the instructional manual to a Kia Soul. So, I'm like, Caitlin's standing in there's not much of a lobby. It's just like there's stairs, and then you're in the restaurant. And I'm like, and she went in there to stay warm, and I'm like, oh God, I'm like trying to take her out on this nice.
Well, you
night.
need 2 masks or just one? Does she have hers?
She's got hers.
Oh, okay.
Because she wasn't thrown off by the valet.
Mm-hmm.
But I get the mask, I put it on, I run in there, and we get in there and go to the podium, and it's the same guy I made the reservation with. And I don't think he would remember me for anything.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, hey, and he nods. And I'm like, does he recognize me, or is he just like saying hello? And I'm like, you got reservations under Steven Rogers? And he's like, and I'm like, oh my God. And I get a text prior to this that I'm confirmed.
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, and then a guy comes over and he goes, no, right here. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Thank God.
He's already locked in with the valet and his mask.
Yeah.
I keep saying valet.
Valet.
That's how little I do. That's how low class I am.
Well, it's peaks and valets. And so...
Every mountain high, every valet low. Every mountain high, every valley low.
So we're going down the hallway, and all of a sudden this woman pops out of this little hole, and she's like, jackets? And I'm like,
God.
oh, wow, okay. Take our jackets off and give them to her. She gives us a thing, and now I've got a valet ticket, a jacket ticket, and I'm like, it's happening so fast that I don't know what's in what pocket.
My God, it's like a whole economy right there.
Yeah, it's like going through a village and through the woods. And
they're like, there's a baker making the bread, and
Yeah, and a Muffin Man. And so
You walk a couple steps. Shoes? Just give them your shoes. They give you bowling shoes.
here's your yoga mats. Oh, thanks. Where are we going? So we get in there, and when the manager helped me make this reservation, he's like, "You're gonna have my table. It's the best table ever in here." And I'm like, "Oh, great."
No, that's what they all say.
Well, we get in there. Someone's sitting at that table because we got there too early, and so
What?
well, we got there like a half an hour early, and as sure enough, I'm like, "Oh, maybe they just gave away the table." And then sure enough, around the time that we would supposedly be getting there to make our reservation right on time, the table was free.
Oh, God.
But it didn't matter. We had a great table, and it's going great. We're having a good meal. We're having a good time. We're joking around. It's a wonderful date. Caitlin looks great, and I was worried about we were worried about not being dressed well enough, but I'm like, I don't think you have to wear a dress. It's not a big deal. Thank God we didn't dress that nice because, everybody else is like jeans and whatever, but then there's business guys too, so it's like a mix.
And plus, you're gonna get steak sauce everywhere,
Right,
grease
right.
flying out of every bite,
Grease lightning, and and then we hear "Happy Birthday," and Caitlin looks at me like wide-eyed, and I'm like, no, it's not for you.
Oh,
that
man,
wasn't
the birthday fake out.
that wasn't done for you. And they go to a table real close to us, and they're singing the Happy Birthday thing, and Caitlin's like, "Oh, thank God. I'm glad you didn't do that. That's a nightmare."
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I really didn't do that. And don't ever do it for me." She's like, "I would never do it for you." I'm like, "Great. We're on the same page." And then we hear it again. "Happy birthday." And they go to another table. And Caitlin's like freaking out each time, thinking that I did it and I'm lying to her.
My God.
And then I'm like, "Oh, this is kind of a inside joke now." So at one point I went to the bathroom and I come back and I'm like, "All right, they should be coming over to sing around 8:15." And she's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "No, I'm kidding. That's not going to happen." Hear it again.
Uh-huh.
They go to a table over behind us, and it's like
World War I artillery shells.
yeah, there's explosions all around us. Our ears are ringing. There's flames on candles.
There's poison gas because a guy has IBS.
Mustard. Wrong time, but mustard gas.
Oh. No, that's the right time.
Oh, it is right. I was thinking
man.
of Agent Orange. But
No,
anyway,
you had the appropriate
I know I had the
joke.
appropriate, but then I'm like,
It
wait,
surprised me. I couldn't even register that. You got your history facts right.
I know I'd never done a reference until today, and I got nervous. So
I thought for some reason mustard made him fart, but
no mustard gas.
well, then that's yeah.
Anyway,
It was a good one.
Thank you. We eat. We're having a great time. The food's amazing. We're like just full, like we're like bulbous at this point.
Like that Monty Python movie with that fat guy.
Yes.
That explodes.
Yeah, and we order dessert, and we're like, "This is great. This is amazing." And then there's a mirror. There's a pillar next to us that has mirrors all on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I see in my reflection, like an angled reflection, our dessert coming.
Oh,
And there's a candle in hers.
good.
And they start singing "Happy Birthday" to her.
See, that's that whistle you hear before the explosion.
They are. She's like, and I'm going, "Oh God!" And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And then it does like it's gonna matter. And they're all of a sudden they're around us singing "Happy Birthday" to her, and we're like. We're both shrinking, laughing, and I go, I didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell them anything, but I made the reservation with the manager.
Yeah. And you
I
told her it was her birthday.
I think we said it was her birthday, and they immediately hit sing button and
Cake activate.
and it was. We were shrinking as they were singing, but it was hilarious only because of all the times it went around us before. And then we were fine. I had a great time, but it was hilarious to me that
That's a great ending to the story.
Yeah,
I'd be disappointed if you guys didn't do it after all that.
yeah, but
I know it's one of those things where it's like, I hope you don't do it, but then when you do it, you're like, that was pretty cool.
it was funny and yeah, it was cool. But it was funnier that I was like, "Listen, Caitlin, I've never lied to you. I did not do this.
Yeah.
And then it happened. It was great.
Awesome.
And then we went home. I don't think any of those
You
happened.
didn't go out for drinks or anything?
We went. She had a spot at the cellar, so I went to the cellar.
Oh, you did?
With her, and we just hung out there. And
were they celebrating her birthday for her?
no, I don't know because it wasn't her actual birthday. Because she went on the road on her birthday.
Oh, gotcha.
And we were sitting at a table, and I was, you get nervous there, so it was like everyone was singing happy birthday to me because I was like,
They probably didn't know who the hell they were singing to either.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. And
food was good?
Food was great. Food was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, this episode's sponsored by Brian and Cooper and Sons. If
you're hungry or have slipped on ice, give them a call.
If someone's trashed your car and put garbage in the window,
you need representation.
Call Brian and Cooper. 888-888-888. Wait, that's how much we ate.
Oh man, great story. Okay, we got time for some topics here.
Yes, we do. I'll check email.
I had one missed call. It was you from my phone.
Yes. Oh, we have the email from Liv that I read on the. I was gonna read on the bonus, but we realized it was more of a topic. And it's actually on topic of what I just talked about.
All right, let's hear it.
So this is from Olivia Johnson, Patreon member. So my birthday is a week from today, and that it's gonna be on 1/11. So this will be as the episode comes out.
Oh my God.
She said, "Oh yay! I mean, I don't mind my birthday, but it just hit me today. I'm literally so much closer to 30." She put the stutter in. That was great. And that freaks me out. I'll be 28. I'm a mom to 3 kids. And I mean, it's going to be like almost any other day. I still have to go to work and then come home and cook and clean, be a mom, but almost 30. Am I overreacting? Does anyone else feel this way about their age? LMAO Liv.
What's your take on that?
I'm going to be 30 this year.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I thought you were 28.
2 years ago. Or that's so last year.
Well,
actually.
pandemic birthday, you're 28.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair. But I'll be 30 on the May 30th.
Oh, cool.
Golden birthday.
Wow, man. Cool.
Yeah, I'm not freaking out about it, but
because everyone you know is super old.
That's true. I surround myself with all my friends. All my friends are in their 50s, and you're 5 years older than me.
Yeah, Joe and Sarah though. How old are they? I mean, they're like
Joe's gonna be 40 in April.
God.
Yeah, and
Renan is old too, isn't he? Is he 40?
I think Renan's older than you.
Yeah.
Caitlin just is a little older than me. I'm smarter than. I'm a smart boyfriend, so that's all I'll say. And then
I get it.
Yeah,
your mom and dad are older.
My parents are older than me. You know, they went traditional, and Brian, who I hang out with,
Brian's older than you.
Is older than me.
His tour manager,
Tony Deo.
Tony Deo is
talked to is older than me.
Super older.
Jeez, poor Tony. No, Tony. Yeah, is older. Yeah, all my friends are older than me.
That's what I'm saying. If everyone you know is older than you, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Like when I first moved here, everyone was older than me too.
Yeah.
And now, those people have passed away, so have younger than me friends.
And the ones that are still around don't remember you.
Right, yeah, they have Alzheimer's. I visit them, they're like, who? I met you 10 years ago.
Yeah, we did open mics together. But I'm not too worried about 30 because I've heard people yell at 30-year-olds for thinking they're old all the time. So,
well, that's at any age.
That's
28-year-olds. Oh, you're old.
What are you? 69? That's young.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Well, because you surround yourself with people older than you, so of course they're going to minimize your age. But if you were with the 21-year-old, they'd be like, Jesus, good luck, man. Your life's over.
Yeah, but I chose the path of people that have stuff to talk about that's interesting.
They ever tell you a story when I was 27, I met a guy who was 29, and I'm like, man, your whole life, you're so old. He's 2 years older than me.
I've had people that are like 26 say that about me and I'm like, yeah, I'm 29. They're like, wow. So you were around like when it was like black and white TV.
Yeah. Like that little, I think it's like the jump from 27 is still, to me, is mid 20s. 29 is late 20s, almost 30. Well,
yeah.
technically.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
But when I'm 30, I'm going to say my late 20s. Super late. Missed them. I missed them.
Yeah. But 30 is just a number. Olivia's got a good life, you know.
But she's turning 28.
Oh. Well, that's even better. You're young.
Yeah, you're just ahead of schedule worrying about your 30s.
Yeah, what is going on? Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. And sorry, she's still hungry. And that's the cat's ass.
Oh gosh, this is going to be banned off of YouTube now.
We can post it on the black market Reddit and
oh yeah, get her up here. That's a good display.
Yeah. There we go. She's still showing the part that's going to get blurred out.
She is king of the castle.
She's gonna lick your hair right now.
Well, that's fine. At least she's not eating my stuff.
Oh, she's so cute. I love you, Bowie.
So, Liv, the solution to you is get friends that are older, and they'll minimize your age, and you'll feel better.
That's right.
Do not hang out with younger people. That'll be bad. I think Olivia has a daughter, right, or son.
She has 3 kids. So
3. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm sure she has one of each.
Yeah, like a risk card. You
Yeah,
got one.
Yeah, the odds are in her favor of having both.
Yeah.
And hold on, I get an order.
So we got another topic. Metal Freak Neo Draws, who I thought was a man, apparently is a woman. I think. But her profile picture has a cartoon with a beard on it, so.
Hey, it could be anything.
Right. I don't know.
Could be they.
She, they, them. Whatever you are, Metal Freak. Good to see you. Thanks for writing it.
I wish freak wasn't in your name once we were talking about genders. Whatever you are, freak.
So Metal Freak sent us 3 topics. We only have time to talk about one. So, this third one is, I like this one. Having to get back to work where the manager is explicitly partial in his stance and policies. Oh, wait, never mind. Let's go to number 2. Impending adverse effect on businesses in the next surge of COVID. It's getting worse here. I don't know where you are, but I got to say... What? You laughing at the cat?
Yeah. She's not worried about COVID.
She feels good.
Yeah. Oh, Bowie. Yeah.
So, I thought the world was ending here 2 weeks ago. Everyone had COVID.
Yeah.
Now everyone has been getting COVID. And it just feels like a rite of passage. I don't know. The death rate is pretty low. It feels like in a month, if everyone has this, fingers crossed, no new variant, I feel like life would be pretty good.
Yeah. This past weekend, there was a spike, and the highest spike thus far. But they are predicting that means just as drastic of a drop.
Yeah, and it will, and it's already dropping because South Africa was the first place to get the Omicron,
right?
And then cases went drastically down, and I got, oh gosh, get out of here! Now it's completely blocking my face.
It looks like the tail's touching you.
Looks like I have a tail.
Oh man. Anyways. Yeah, South Africa.
Yeah, so you got to look at them for an example because they're the first people to have this, and
right.
It's already getting way better there. So it's going to get way better here. It's going to get way better where you are, which is in India. I think, if I remember that, it's going to get. Oh my gosh!
You need to be watching the video if you're listening. Oh man, that was funny.
All right, I think she's done.
Yeah, she's gonna hang out up there. She likes the printer. She does.
Oh wow! Now she's looking at a wall. Well, I don't know what's in that catnip.
Hey. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways.
So I think it's going to be fine, everybody. If you're worried about COVID, and just look at South Africa, do the research on that, because that's going to be your lead.
Yes. And just keep doing what you're doing. All you can focus on is what you can control. Radical acceptance, like we always preach. Just, wash your hands and stay masked, and try to limit your exposure to people that are not doing that kind of stuff.
And a good sign that things are getting better is in the stock market. Tech stocks are going down because they assume people aren't going to be at home anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the travel stocks and the oil stocks are going up. And I, of course, shorted the oil stocks and bought stock in the techs. So I'm all screwed up. So the positive is
the pain in your eyes.
the positive is world's gonna get better. The negative is I will have to eat Arby's for a couple weeks, but
You'll have to go through that guy's car window to find some scraps.
Oh my God,
man.
So okay, I think we have one more. Do we have time for one more?
Let's do one more.
Okay. Peter Rodis said, accidentally getting tipsy with friends. And I've been there. Have you ever gone out with people you know and you're the only one that gets drunk?
I have been the one that has to apologize the next day. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, how just the state of going out with friends,
Yeah.
if you aren't on the same page drink-wise, it throws off the whole night, because if they're more sober than you and you're really drunk, they're like, who is this guy?
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. I know, I think people with anxiety, you're more prone to the, oh my God, I was crazy last night, even though you probably were, obviously drunk, but not as crazy as someone that, blacks out and goes nuts. But I'm an overthinker. So if I even lose a little bit of control, which is prone to any amount of alcohol.
Or any human.
Yeah. I immediately am like, oh my God, I'm a monster. I can't believe I did that. And all I did was tell someone how I really feel about them.
Well, that could be a negative.
Well, yeah, but I don't hang out with those people.
Okay.
I'm not going to get drunk with my enemies.
You know what I don't like about you?
I'm just, when I have any alcohol in me, I'm just nicer and more goofy. But even then, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that, and I hugged somebody.
Yeah, I mean, Peter, as long as you didn't say anything really offensive or whatever, people get it. You're out for drinks.
Yeah.
Of course, somebody's gonna get drunk. Every time you go out, there's always one person that didn't eat dinner,
right,
or is on meds or something, right. And it hits them way harder. As long as I think it's part of the drinking.
Yeah, and know your limits and or set limits for yourself. If you know you're going out that night, be like, tell yourself, I'm only going to have this much, and I'm going to eat, and I'm going to drink lots of water so I can feel loose, but I'm not out of control. That always helps me, but yeah.
Yeah, eat a lot of spaghetti too, because I think that's easy coming out.
Yeah.
I feel like if
yeah,
you have to throw up. I'd throw up spaghetti.
Yeah, get a bowl as big as this ring light, and
just fill your tummy up to absorb the alcohol, and
yeah,
have a comically gross.
Yeah, we have to leave soon because we have to return this to Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, but, right. Batman's coming. Okay, just a quick shout out to Patch at user Trev972 on Twitter. He said, being hot in the middle of winter is bringing confusing anxiety.
Yes.
And he has said hashtag epilepsy awareness. I don't know what. Do you know anything about that?
I know about epilepsy, but I don't know if it causes heat.
I don't know either.
But
just to address it, man, it is confusing when you're bundled up and then you're coming from the cold and then you got to be like, oh, God, I got to take this off.
Yeah.
And then you're sweaty even though it's winter, especially when you're over bundled outside and your armpits sweat.
Yeah.
That's like the worst feeling ever. I don't know.
100%.
Okay, so we relate to you, Patch. We relate to you, Liv and Peter Rodis. So thanks for writing in, everyone. If you want to write into add us on, or DM us on Instagram, Panic Attacking Podcast. Link is in the description of this podcast and on YouTube. Email us at panicattackingpodcast@gmail.com. Rate, review, subscribe.
Patreon, $5 a month. You get 4 bonus episodes. They're a lot of fun.
And
Check them out.
You get a lot of juicy stuff. So
and check out our YouTube because you can see stuff that is hard to obviously see when you're only listening,
including cats.
A lot of cat in this episode.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
My heart just starts beating really fast. I'm like sweating and trembling.
Me too.
Am I gonna die?
Yeah.